From our studio in Newport Beach, California, welcome to another edition of the Chab Dog Sports Talk Radio Show. Sometimes scattered, but always edgy. We're an authentic take on sports talk. Rated R. Chab Dog brings you Eric, the well-read, Frank, the tank, Brian from Sports Rock, and special guests. We're here to talk sports. We're here to rant and vent. We're here to take it up another notch. Now here's your host, Chab Dog. You're on.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Chab Dog Sports Talk. We're on each Sunday from 9 to 11 a.m. Pacific Time on Chabner, brought to you by Chabner Law, serving Southern California's transactional legal needs, and by Chab Dog Sports Blog for your head of your sports headlines and biting sports commentary. Check everything out at chabdog.com, where we have our episodes, and also you can get shows that we did when we were on the radio, and that was ages ago, wasn't it, Eric?
Seems like a Chab Dog.
Yeah. I'm very happy just doing podcasts, but who knows?
It certainly expands our vocabulary.
We can always consider other platforms. So I'm here with Eric, the Well-Read Sauve, my co-host from Well Read Productions, and we've got our first caller in, Frank Fleming from Sports.
Frank Fleming, joining us from Jersey.
Hey, Frank, how are you?
All right.
I'm
still waiting for you to add Sybil de Soups there and Vox Populi to that intro.
Vox Populi. How Roman of you.
What is he talking about?
I don't know. What are you talking about, Ted?
Don't you remember Network?
Oh, Network.
When the show got they had Sybil de Soups there and Vox Populi.
Ah, yes, I do.
The
end
movie,
of Network.
The end of Network?
Yeah, the news show became a carnival.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Yeah, they brought
I
on.
remember most of the things from that movie.
It was at the very end. They had a lady on who was doing reading fortune tellers and such. Yeah, that is kind of what it's become, hasn't it? The news media today.
Well, Sybil de Soups was supposed to be like stock tips.
Well,
if I can recall.
Well, stock picks. Okay, so she's reading reading fortunes for finding stock picks. Well, we don't need to do that today. Everything you buy goes up today. This is a perfect world.
Yeah.
How's your portfolio, Chab Dog?
It could always be better, but it could be worse,
Yeah,
too.
exactly. It's doing pretty well.
Right now, it's kind of a weird time because a few stocks are really leading the market, and last week, the market generally wasn't up, but Apple went up a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So that influenced the averages.
And Amazon, of course, is on a rocket
Yes. If you want to buy one share of Amazon, you've got to spend $3,000 something.
Wow.
It's quite mentally. It's hard to get my brain around that, even though I know it's going to just keep going up. But they're kind
until
of
it's broken up. Yeah.
But maybe I'm also looking at that stock you recommended, Tesla.
Tesla.
Yeah.
Frank, do you have any opinions on Tesla? Do you know much about them?
High-end car, I just don't really know much about it, to tell you the truth. They have like a lot of weird things they try out.
Mm-hmm.
Right, that some of them are not even within the confines of the auto industry. It's Eric was telling me about their satellite program, that they've launched all these satellites, and they're going to start their own broadband or some kind of platform that'll be competing with the cable companies.
Yeah, for internet voice and video communications, a satellite-based system with his own servers picking up the back end.
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
So something to think about, Frank.
Yeah, Frank, you'll be able to get off a New Jersey Bell. Or Verizon, or those horrible lines. You finally get reliable.
Take that big bonus you get and invest it in Tesla. Maybe.
I actually think my internet problem comes from my computer. Just resetting my internet connection just a couple times a day, just for the fuck of it.
Does it do any good?
No, because my computer fucking sucks.
Yeah. Yeah, you've been having a lot of trouble with that computer this week.
It's a problem computer, Frank. You need to do something about that. It'll make your life better.
He did. He just got that not even 2 years ago. But that's a Dell, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, Frank, we could start off talking about baseball, or we could start talking about hockey or basketball. What's your preference?
Well, the Mets are on COVID vacation.
So how long is that going to last?
I don't know. Nobody seems. It really is the blind leading the blind with fucking Rob Manfred.
Manfred. I love that name.
Well, how many players are down, and who are they?
One, they haven't. That hasn't got out. I've heard whispers of it could be Michael Conforto.
Mm-hmm.
It's just one player, and they can't just separate that guy out and test the rest of them. And if they're all clear, they let them all go back out.
And all the Mets are in lockdown quarantine. They can't even go outside and practice. And they're being tested like every 4 hours.
Okay.
So how long is that going to go on for?
A couple days.
I don't know.
3 days.
I mean, I just don't know. I don't know if I see the point. I mean, to test them a few times, but I mean, why go into this absolute panic because one guy got it? Or even if you could separate the sick people out and test everybody else, and then why? What good is taking 2 more days going to do?
They want to shut everything down. They want to. They had what we call it. They had that Sanjay Gupta said that there should not be sports. There should be constant lockdown with food delivered from the government. Good, vegan meals.
Vegan, yeah.
Vegan Happy Meals.
Vegan hot dogs. Hey, Tank, you gonna raw dog the vegan hot dogs too?
Vegan hot dogs are not hot dogs.
No.
That's misuse of the word.
So the Mets are going to be put into this mode of a bunch of double headers now, like the Cardinals are doing, so the Cardinals can catch up.
Oh, that's if they come back.
Frank, you know, Rob Manfred is actually thinking about permanently cutting baseball down to 7 innings.
Permanent? No.
7 innings.
Yeah, why not? Have a mercy rule too.
God, things are just.
Rob Manfred's like, baseball. We need more gimmicks. I mean, this guy is such a fucking joke of commissioner.
Yeah,
well, yeah, he did nothing to the Houston.
He'll be there for another 30 years.
Cheetos.
He is so bad.
Mm-hmm.
He's so bad. He makes Roger Goodell look like Pete Rozelle.
Oh, he makes Bowie Kuhn look like God.
Well,
creator of heaven and earth.
So the Mets are stuck in neutral.
I think this is the way the Mets end their season. This is a graceful and face-saving way for them to withdraw from baseball. So your season's over, Tank.
They had the first 3 games in this week too.
Mm-hmm. Now, I see that A-Rod's making some traction on his bid. Unfortunately, he doesn't have the money to do it. So he's just like a straw man against Cohen right now, isn't he?
I really hope it's Cohen.
But why haven't they pulled the trigger? What's holding this deal up?
Bidding is not around the bidding until August 31st.
Oh, okay. So there's a hard date that they'll accept bids to.
Yes.
Okay. Well, that makes sense then.
They're going to wait till the bitter end.
The bitter end. Uh-huh.
It looks like the Devils owners are out of it.
Oh, like the Devils would really? They got that much dough? They'd have a chance?
Well, the people that own the Devils also own the Philadelphia 76ers were among the bidders.
Oh. Did not know that. Okay.
That's the Josh Harris. Remember they were talking about Josh Harris?
Yes. Okay. So they own 76ers.
Josh
okay.
Harris.
And the Devils. They're trying to get into their third spot. they'd have 3 out of the big 4.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, they need a baseball team and a football team, but
Mm-hmm.
Well, football, you have to have gazillions to own.
Yeah.
yeah, and you can't own other things like other teams, or nobody does anyway.
Yeah, the NFL doesn't like having people own other sports.
Yeah. Oh, it's-
Although sometimes they'll get away with make exceptions if you give like controlling interest of your other sports to another person. That's how Stan Kroenke, who owns the Colorado Avalanche and Denver Nuggets, was allowed to get the Rams and move them to L.A.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, didn't the owner of the Rams and the owner of the Colts trade teams back in the 1970s?
Oh, that was years ago.
Yes,
And Georgia Frontiere,
that's right. Speaking of the Rams,
Carol Rosenblum, experienced swimmer, drowned one day.
Yeah, I'm thinking about that because I might go swimming today.
there wasn't anything fishy about that, was there? I mean, I never heard that Georgia Frontiere was a Black Widow.
Yeah, was quite an interesting character.
No, yeah, you always kind of heard people laughing about it. It's wondering if she had something to do with that, but of course, there's no proof of anything. It's just what happened. He decided to go swimming and had a heart attack. Did they ever confirm what happened? When did they find?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'd have to do some
But
research.
she broke it up about it.
No,
Yeah.
no. But at least she wasn't Marge Schott. How did Marge Schott get that position owning the Cincinnati Reds?
Her husband was rich
Her husband died, right?
and a partial investor in the Cincinnati Reds.
Uh-huh.
And then when they had a restructuring, she ended up becoming the primary owner.
Wow. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And of her political views, not very controversial. She was pretty...
Wait, was she the one with all the Nazi propaganda in her room?
I think that was just put on. She wasn't really she didn't really have Nazi propaganda, did she?
Yes, he was.
She was every bit as bad as we thought she was. But she had nice dogs. I like the St. Bernards.
That's right. She was a dog person.
I'm very partial to St. Bernards, and I thought that was pretty funny when the St. Bernard crapped on out in center field.
Whoa.
Oh, what yeah. Do you know what Marge Schott's ringtone was? Don't you?
Her theme song?
No.
What?
No, her ringtone on her cell phone.
Oh, ringtone. I don't know. You got beef? Remember that woman that said you got beef? I think she reminds me of her.
No, it was the.
Where's the beef?
It was Horst Weasel Lead.
It was what?
Horst Weasel Lead. Horst Wessel Lead.
I don't even know
sure
how
I know
that
that
goes.
Yeah.
That's the song that the Illinois Nazi Party always played.
I don't know how
Is
that
that
goes.
is that from the Blues Brothers or something?
It's probably in there.
Oh, I don't know if we can find that clip. We have the clip where the Nazis in the car with
Yeah, we got the one where they jump off the
the
bridge.
two Nazis are in the car going off the bridge, and one looks at the other and says, "I think I love you. I want you to know."
Yeah, it makes his last moment on Earth the most awkward moment he's experienced. I've always loved you.
But I don't remember what the song was.
Ford Pinto.
Well, whatever that's. I think
we'll
it's
have to
Horst
research
Wessel
that.
Lead, not that.
Yeah.
But here's the whole story of Georgia Frontiere. She was married 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times.
Whoa.
She had someone else that she lived with for 20 years until she died.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. She
was kind of attractive, I thought.
was from St. Louis.
Blonde
She
hair.
was from St. Louis.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
I mean,
It's called a femme fatale.
she was a showgirl in Las Vegas. And I mean, it's just she had a lot of very interesting things and strange situations with herself.
Yeah, people didn't like her. She rubbed a lot of sports fans the wrong way.
Well, you think by the sixth time she'd get the marriage right. 6 times.
That's a lot.
That's a very
let's see,
unstable person.
Her first husband died. Then the next 3 were divorced. Then Carol Rosenblum died, and then her last was a divorce.
Oh, okay. At least she didn't kill the last. I mean, the last one didn't die.
He was the secretary. Carol Rosenblum actually was having an affair with her for a few years before he divorced his first wife.
Bad. Well, I guess that's the reason why he might have drowned, right?
You know a lot about this. Did you read an article?
Wiki page.
Oh, the wiki page. Yeah, that's right. You can find out everything on Wikipedia.
Well, or can you? I mean, there's no law saying that they can't write whatever they want in a wiki page. It doesn't have to be true.
Oh, well, it's supposed to be footnoted and verified and all that stuff.
Yeah, that system could still be circumvented.
I mean,
I could provide.
I don't
false
read
evidence.
it. I don't read it with that much doubt. Like,
I don't either, but I'm saying
Yeah,
maybe we should.
Maybe you got a point. I don't know.
In
I got only
1984.
so much time in the day, and
Mm-hmm.
usually Wikipedia gives you a pretty good. Now, I wonder if Frank Fleming's in Wikipedia.
Yeah, do you have a wiki page?
I don't think I do.
We should probably fix that because I bet you El Stuli Presidente has one.
All the
No, I
politicians.
don't have one.
Okay.
Yeah, you haven't quite made it yet, Frank. You gotta keep selling yourself. Get out there.
No, I think we have to. Somebody has to just create one. That's all.
What do you mean? You just create it and then send it to them?
That's right. That's what I'm saying. It can be like the
Oh,
news
really?
is
Well, you
relative.
want to do one for me too?
It's possible.
Not that there's. Frank's got way more Twitter followers. What are your Twitter followers up to now?
40?
All right. Right now I'm at 41,000.
Sweet.
He's got 41,000.
Yeah, and growing.
That's great. I don't work at Twitter at all. I got to. And lately I've been trying a little, but do you do a lot of stuff on Twitter compared to Facebook? Probably a lot. Yes.
Yeah, a little more Twitter than anything else. Instagram, I try to do maybe once a day or so. I'm not a real big fan of Instagram.
I don't understand Instagram. I don't get the whole attraction to it and how you really you communicate with people. To me it's a mystery. It doesn't fit with my brain. It's not intuitive for me to use it. I don't know how you feel, Eric, but
I'm still trying to place it myself. It's similar to Facebook in that you put up pictures, but it's different from Facebook that the descriptions can't be, they have to be much shorter.
yeah, Facebook you can be way more wordy.
And you can click on links and go to other places in a Facebook clip and an Instagram clip. That's pretty much it. You don't go to other places to do other things. So it seems to it's more visual. So if you're in a visual art, if you're an actor, if you're a painter, if you're have visual things to show, a plate of food. I mean, it shows those things off very well. But if you're promoting a sports talk show or something active or sports and things, it doesn't seem to be a good medium for that. So yeah, that's why, Frank, I think, but Twitter is different. Twitter attracts, and the audience that Twitter attracts over, I don't even know what the audience is at Instagram, but with Twitter, it's like every crank and argumentative SOB is on Twitter, right, Frank?
Oh, big time.
How many people troll you, Tank? What's your count up to now?
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
So trolls are different than followers.
Well, they're fanatic followers, yeah.
Oh, that's
Trolls feel very strongly either one way or the other about you. Usually, it's not a good way,
but it's
still
not.
strong.
It's not a separate category that Twitter identifies, right?
No, this is even a Twitter category. This is just reality. There's creepy people out there.
I just object to Twitter. They're more. I think they're censoring more than Facebook, and that to me.
Nobody censors more than Facebook.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well,
They're about the same, right, Tank? In terms of censorship?
No, Facebook Facebook is the biggest censor of them all.
Really? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I would put
But
Twitter
I
up
think Twitter's reading people's conversations and looking at attachments to tweets and stuff. Somebody sent me something recently, which... Did I send this to you? This was the clip of Biden having to just talk back and forth between him and one of the Ukrainian politicians in connection with getting rid of that prosecutor and the money that the $1 billion guarantee that that thing.
Yeah, so I'm leaving in 2 hours, and you'll get, if you don't fire this guy before I go, you're not getting your $1.2 billion. And he was laughing
of course
about
that was removed from Twitter because
that was moved from Twitter.
Yes. Facebook.
You couldn't probably get it on Facebook either.
It's on YouTube though. Yeah, well, they remove things, but then even more insidious. Both platforms, they'll let you put your post up, but then when you go to check the metrics on it, 5 people have seen it. They won't put it on people's feeds.
They'll bury it.
They bury it. Yeah, they won't feed it, so it doesn't get out there. Do you notice? Yeah, you notice the inconsistency in your feeds when you check the metrics tank in terms of some posts will hit thousands of people, some will hit a dozen. Do you get that?
Yep.
And do you have any rationale as to why some feeds do better than others? Have you been able to figure it out, or do you have any insight that you can share with me and the audience?
It's because it's a political bias. It's just a total fucking joke.
Well, I'm talking about overall, looking at all, because you put a lot of sports texts as well. Do you see any commonality?
It truly is the Soviet Union.
Okay. So anything political and contrary to the center left is censored, and
It's not even that doesn't even exist anymore.
What's that?
The center left doesn't exist anymore. It's now the extreme left.
Yes, I agree.
Even though the convention, the Democrat convention that was just recently completed, a lot of people are saying they intentionally didn't let AOC speak for very long, and they tried to really move it away from the left.
Well, that's just their convention. The truth is, AOC is the new heart and soul of the Democrat Party.
Mm-hmm.
She's definitely where that's definitely where the sizzle is. I mean, there was a recent election where Eliot Engel got defeated, and he was an incumbent Democrat from New York in the House who had basically been there forever, and he just got run over by one of the AOC backed candidates.
I thought Engel.
That was 2 years ago, and he got defeated by AOC.
Yeah, Engel got defeated.
No, I
by
thought
AOC.
Engel ran against somebody else recently.
No. It was AOC
took Engel's seat, and Engel was in line to be the next speaker.
But he was in Congress when they were doing this impeachment stuff.
Was he?
Yes,
Engel?
yes. Look it up. Look it up.
I know.
She beats. I don't think.
Eliot Engel hasn't been there. I haven't seen Eliot Engel around for like a couple of years.
Yeah, he's been gone as long as AOC's been there. He's retired now.
I don't know. I don't have my computer, so I can't go into this. But I don't think I was having hallucinations.
You're having hallucinations.
I think I saw him on TV in Congress during the impeachment thing.
All right. Maybe.
No, he moved to district. All right, so well, you know how they always. Who did AOC beat?
See, see, thanks, right.
What did they? So they parachuted him in somewhere else. All right.
He was in Congress until recently, and then he lost.
All right. Bring it up.
He got beat up by the member of the disciple of the squad.
The Justice Democrats.
Oh, Joe Crowley. That's who she beat. She beat Joe Crowley.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Crowley. Okay, then, my bad. I was confusing Crowley with Engel.
A 10 incumbent.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, Crowley was going to be the next in line for Speaker of the House, so after Pelosi.
Do you want to play any of that clip from the Democrat debate, the SNL thing?
Yeah, let me bring up.
He might find that interesting.
If it work. Hello. There we go.
It's towards the end.
Yeah. Got some good convention speeches here.
That's it. Yeah. Oh no. That's
I think it's this one.
Oh yeah.
They're both 12-minute clips, dude.
Oh, they're too. That's too long. Okay.
Let's play a moment out of it.
Oh, this is funny.
Yeah.
All right, let's begin. Senator Biden.
You know who that is?
How, as Vice
Queen
President,
Latifah.
would you work to shrink the gap
That's
of
Queen Latifah.
polarization that
I
has
think so.
sprung up in
Nah, ain't
Washington?
Queen Latifah.
Well, I would do what
She
I've
looked-
done my whole career, whether it's been dealing with violence against women or putting 100,000 police officers in the streets. I would reach across the aisle, like I've done with so many members of the other party, members like John McCain. Because look, I love John McCain. He is one of my dearest friends. But at the same time, he's also dangerously unbalanced. I mean, let's be frank. John McCain, and again, this is a man I would take a bullet for, is bad at his job and mentally unstable. As my mother would say, God love him, but he's a raging maniac. And a dear, dear friend.
Jason Sudeikis.
Governor Palin, how will your administration deal with the current financial crisis?
Well, first of all, let me say how nice it is to meet Joe Biden. And may I say, up close, your hair plugs don't look nearly as bad as everyone says.
Look at his smile.
You know, John McCain and I, we're a couple of mavericks. And gosh darn it, we're going to take that maverick energy right to Washington, and we're going to use it to fix this financial crisis and everything else that's plaguing this great country of ours.
What a great accent.
How will you solve the financial crisis being a maverick?
You know, we're going to take every aspect of the crisis and look at it, and then we're going to ask ourselves, what would a maverick do in this situation? And then, you know, we'll do that.
Senator Biden, how would your administration address the current financial crisis?
Barack Obama and I understand that we need to regulate Wall Street. John McCain voted against Wall Street regulation 41 times. Let me repeat that. 41 times. And again, this is a man I love. If I had to spend the rest of my life on a desert island with only one other person, it would be John McCain, no doubt about it. I mean, you should see the way my face lights up when he walks into a room. But the fact is, John McCain has voted with George Bush 90% of the time. Let me say that again. Time.
Governor Palin, would you like to respond to Senator Biden's comments about John McCain?
No, thank you, but I would like to talk about being an outsider. You see, while Senator Biden has been in Washington all these years, I've been with regular people, hockey moms and Joe Sixpacks, and I'd also like to give a shout out to the third graders of Gladys Woods Elementary who were so helpful to me in my debate prep. Too, you see, I think a little differently from an insider. I don't think it's patriotic to pay more taxes. I don't think it's patriotic to criticize these wars we got going on. I do think it's patriotic to tell the government, hey, get out of my way. Stop trying to impose on my right to shoot wolves from a helicopter. But a Washington insider like Joe Biden probably disagrees.
You know, I get a little tired of being told I'm an insider. I come from Scranton, Pennsylvania. And that's as hard scrabble a place as you're going to find. I'll show you around sometime, and you'll see.
Literally.
It's a hellhole.
Scrappled.
An absolute jerkwater of a town. You couldn't stand to spend a weekend there. It's just an awful, awful, sad
That's
place.
where my grandfather grew up.
Filled with sad, desperate people with no ambition. Nobody, and I mean nobody, but me has ever come out of that place. It's a genetic cesspool.
All right.
Well, Joe Biden hasn't changed, obviously.
No, he did a good job in that debate. I remember that. I was in Las Vegas watching that and
Really?
wondering how he was going to handle her. And
Who were you in Las
Seemed
Vegas
like-
with, by the way?
what?
You were in Las Vegas.
I was there with a no. I had a client at that time that was doing some things there.
Okay.
So I did travel to Las Vegas more than I do now.
Mm-hmm.
Never go now.
No.
Now it's just
It's shut down anyway.
can't go anywhere.
Nope.
So Frank,
De Blasio. Any word on De Blasio this week and his wife with $2 million as servants?
$2 million.
Oh, it's always the same with them.
It doesn't matter what De Blasio does. He's going to get reelected
I know.
every time.
It's crazy.
There, he's very popular.
The Daily News thinks that New York should be renamed De Blasio City,
Yeah.
and everyone saying that she's going to have to empty their wallet for his wife, and the bow like servant.
What's it? I can get on.
Well, I know Eric doesn't want.
And the New York Times today
Mm.
came out the outlet. Why being a peasant is good for America. Peasant, and why we need to adopt a worker bee mentality.
Worker bee. Yeah.
And you got other women going, yes, 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 yes. Because all you say is at NBC Time, down, 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 and then the rest of them like zombies. And you have the more you know flying over her head.
Well, I did want to get your thoughts on the NBA and what's going on there in the playoffs. So do you think the Bucks look really like they're going to dominate the East? What's that?
The NBA playoffs have been rather dull so far.
Yeah, I mean there was the first game the Bucks got beat by the Magic.
Yeah, the Bucks and Lakers lost the first game, but the last two games they've reestablished their dominance.
Yeah.
The Indiana Pacers look like they just want to go home.
Oh, they're
The
done.
Brooklyn Nets can't compete with the Raptors.
No.
The
No.
Thunder and Rockets had a compelling game yesterday. The
Right.
Jazz have dominated the Nuggets the last 2 days.
Well, I want to ask you about that. Do you think that the Jazz are that good? They've been getting better, but I don't know. I always kind of feel like they don't have enough.
The Nuggets, the Nuggets won the first game and the Jazz won the last two. We'll see. Tonight's going to be the key game for that one.
Yeah.
See if that's actually going to turn into a series.
Yeah, I don't think
The
that.
Philadelphia,
Yeah.
the Philadelphia 76ers can't make a big shot to save their lives.
No, they're done. I think Celtics got that one 3-0. They're
Yeah, and every game's been rather competitive. It's just that when the game's on the line, the Sixers have nobody that can make the big shot.
yeah. I was talking to somebody else about that because they were saying, "Oh, well, the Sixers have so much athleticism. And they got Ben Simmons, but he can't shoot."
They just have nobody that's capable of making a clutch shot.
Do they still have JJ Redick?
No, he's not there anymore.
Oh, see, he could shoot. That's too bad. That was a
He's a ball will travel guy.
yeah.
Yeah, he played for the Pelicans there.
Yeah, he's one of those white guys that hangs around that can just shoot. Kind of like Steve Kerr.
Three-point assassin.
Yeah. So it's the Sixers' fault if they can't figure out a way to get a shooter. I think they've had it. The Clippers didn't look that great against the Mavericks. They lost the first game, I think, right? But
No, second game.
Second game. But now they're down 2-1, aren't they? And we just saw them lose. The Doncic got hurt, and I think without a healthy Doncic,
the Clippers are deep. They have the edge in depth. The Mavericks, if Doncic and Kristaps Porzingis have big days, have a chance. But if they don't, then that's going to be a walkover.
Right. So, if I have a feeling that the Clippers are just got too much. So
Yeah, the Mavericks got their win, and now that series is basically going to be over soon.
do you think that the Raptors should be taken seriously? I think they should, based on what I've seen.
I think they should. the Nets had a chance to win Game 2, but the Mavericks made the big shots at the end. Fred VanVleet has been really terrific.
Yeah.
They have the coaching.
Yeah, and Cy Cam's had a good year. He kind of came into his own when Kawhi Leonard left. He's very athletic. And
I mean, they're a good team. They really are.
I haven't
And
seen.
I just wanted the Nets to win one motherfucking game, and they couldn't do that.
Sorry. Sorry. I don't think it's happening.
It's such an ass to win one fucking game.
That Russian tycoon still own that team?
It's not. He's dead.
Oh, yeah. Putin killed him?
He has
poisoned,
part
yeah.
ownership, but the Nets ownership's always been fluid.
Okay. So it's sort of
Back
the
in
league.
The Seacoast 7.
Maybe they'll sell it to China now. How about if China bought the Nets? Would you still be a Nets fan?
You mean LeBron James buying a team?
Oh, is he? Yeah, okay. LeBron James, China, they're synonymous, aren't they?
China conglomerate.
Well, LeBron James said that. We talk about the Chinese society. He says how happy and content this Chinese society is. He goes, that tells you the good hard work of Mao Zedong, who should be a hero to the people of the world, and if the whole world should have one government, and it should all be China and have that style of government. And he goes, it's great that way. That we have classes, and that the people who entertain and lead are treated like royalty, and everyone else works hard like worker bees, and they get content just from their labor.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the symbolism is not lost on me, Tank, and it shouldn't be lost on anyone. They put BLM, which is a Marxist organization, on their court, on their uniforms. That means that the NBA is a Marxist organization. And then as further evidence, the NBA then deals with China, which is a Marxist government and a Marxist society, and embraces that society and suspends any discussion of anything, even as reasonable discussion about Hong Kong or human rights or the Uyghurs, et cetera, et cetera. So
How about
a logical
how
man
about
has to
Tom
conclude.
Brennan, the Cincinnati Reds, or formerly of the Cincinnati Reds, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
What about the Cincinnati Reds?
Tom Brenneman.
Oh, Tom
Former
Brenneman,
announcer.
yes, yeah. He's is he officially gone because he made that comment?
What? Yeah. What time?
And what city was he referring to?
Explain that whole situation to me, because I got a
You
bit.
probably missed it, didn't you?
I missed it. I got bits and pieces. I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
They were coming back from commercial or something,
Mm-hmm.
and he didn't realize he was on the air, and he basically said the F word that rhymes with bag city.
Oh, we
Kansas
can
City
say
is
it
one of
here.
those-
But what was Fag City? He said that place.
Oh, he used
such as
derog-
Fag
he
City.
used that word. Okay.
Fag Central.
Yeah.
So that's what he did.
And then-
and
And then he's trying to give his apology. I'd like to say that I'm a man of great faith, and I like to say that that ball is out of here. It's a home run.
It's a home run while he's giving his apology.
and that's the last thing I'm ever going to say on the air.
Basically,
Yeah.
Tom, yeah, I remember, and I caught the back end of that, but I didn't hear what he said. That got him into trouble. So, yes.
yeah, that's one he can't get over. I don't think he could apologize enough for that one.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
That'll get you thrown off.
yeah, but there's the side of me that says the professional, and he is a professional, can never allow that to happen. That's the difference between an amateur and a professional. An amateur will let stuff like that slip. A professional will never do that. So there is that side of me that says, okay, so therefore he should be removed. Sorry, Frank?
He's going to be the real life Blockmeyer. He's going to be calling games for the Skeeters next year.
Well, at least he has a job. Maybe it won't pay as much as he was getting from the Reds, but he's a good guy. I mean, I loved his voice. I thought he covered games well. And so the other side of me says he's worth. You give a guy like that forgiveness.
There's no forgiveness in America anymore.
No.
Yeah,
I mean,
maybe there
think
was. Maybe there was
it-
for weird stuff like what Marv Albert did, but that wasn't something he said.
if Jesus came down from the mountain today and said, "Will those without sin cast the first stone?" 800 million stones would come flying by.
Oh, he'd be crushed. Yeah. He wouldn't have a chance. He'd be like,
I mean, that's the society we live in today.
well, just the Marxists of the society.
Literally, if Jesus was alive today, you'll have 1,000 stones flying across the sky.
Yep. And they'd be chanting Black Lives Matter.
What about the NHL? We didn't talk about that. Are the St. Louis Blues still alive?
No, the Blues got the Blues.
Right. And they lost Tarasenko, and that really hurt them. And Vancouver also.
They had a lot of injury issues.
What happened to Vancouver?
Vancouver beat them.
Oh, Vancouver. But yeah, Vancouver moves on.
Yeah. So I don't know who.
In fact, in game 5, the Blues lost the first 2, won the next 2. And game 5, they were at the mouth of the goal trying to score the tying goal, and they crossed the goal line like 2 seconds after the
Yes,
horn sound.
I saw that. The goal went over the line late. So that in hockey, it's not like in basketball where if it leaves your hands and goes into the net, if it leaves your hands before the buzzer sounds and goes into the net after, it counts.
The horn has to sound. Once the horn sounds, it's over.
Yeah, but that's
and in game 6 they just got blitzed.
Yeah, that's hockey's. It's very hard to repeat these days in hockey, and the Blues ran out of gas. So we've got the Bruins are left from last year's final, and they're still alive, right? Who do they play next round?
Tampa Bay Lightning.
Oh, they get the Lightning. That's going to be kind of a hard one to figure out, right? I mean, the Tampa Bay definitely has the tools to win that series.
Yeah, Tampa has the tools, and the Bruins, Tuukka Rask opted out.
Oh, that's right. They don't have a goalie, so they're not going to go far, are they?
Oh, well, yeah, but they've been surviving with the new guy.
Yeah, in the first round. I mean,
And Carolina Hurricanes don't have the firepower that the Lightning have.
Yeah, so you like the Lightning, huh?
Yes.
Well, I'm going to go with the Bruins. I have to.
Tampa.
Mark would accept nothing less than my complete faith.
Oh, speaking of Mark, we have an update on Bob Kraft.
Oh, well,
Did you get the Bob Kraft update this week, Tank? They'll be dropping the charges now.
Yes.
Oh, well.
The
Surprise,
video,
surprise.
The video was ruled fruit of the poisonous tree.
Yeah, the evidence is inadmissible. Justice is served with a hand job.
Justice for Johns.
Yep, justice for Johns. See, there is some good in this world, Tank.
No comment.
Yeah. And the Flyers are going against the Islanders.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
how long will that last?
So the Flyers made it through, huh? I don't know. That doesn't interest me a lot. That
Neither do the Islanders.
I guess that's kind of
the Islanders might make. I think the Islanders have a chance in that series.
Really?
Yes.
They beat the Capitals, so they must be pretty good.
Capitals were flat.
Yeah, the Avalanche lost Game 1 last night to the Stars.
Right.
After beating the Coyotes in the final 2 games of their series, 7-1.
Yeah. Well,
that's not the final score of those games.
That's the Coyotes.
The score of the final 2 games. 7-1, 7-1.
Yeah, that's unheard of in hockey.
That's absolutely embarrassing. The Arizona Coyotes, they just changed the logo to Wile Coyote.
Tank, have you heard any discussions about moving that team from Phoenix? And if so, have you heard where?
They always are talking about moving that team.
Yeah, it's rumbled again. So, but I haven't heard the location.
Where are you going to move?
Well, we got the Seattle Kraken now.
Yeah, that's going to be a new team, though. But that would be logical if you moved it there. The Seattle Coyotes. There's plenty of Coyotes.
Seattle's got an expansion team.
I know.
The Seattle Kraken.
Yeah, the Kraken
Yeah.
got
If
expansion.
they move, if the Coyotes move, it could be Quebec.
Oh,
Back to Quebec.
well, but that's not the Nordiques are Quebec.
The
Colorado Rockies are Quebec.
they used to
Not
have.
the Rockies,
Colorado
the Avalanche. Thank you. Quebec City, yeah, that would.
And the other series, series I think is not going to be. Vancouver now plays the Golden Knights. I think Vegas has got that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
they should.
the Knights are
That's a tall order for the
Knights are tough. They're very loaded.
Yeah.
So seems we'll see what happens, but it seems like the Knights are. I would say this is their year to be Stanley Cup champions.
Mm-hmm. So on to the NFL. And the Washington football team's coach now. Yeah, just the season just keeps getting worse and worse. For
What happened?
BC.
What happened to the Redskins?
Ron Rivera. Well, they're not the Redskins. That's the first thing. But we
Oh.
don't know about that.
I
Secondly,
can't believe I can't get that out of my brain.
new head coach Ron Rivera, who's there to turn the whole thing around. Guess what? He's diagnosed with cancer this week.
Oh,
Yeah, he's he's beginning treatments. It's the one that Chuck
Good
Pagano
heavens.
had.
oh,
Who is it? It's a
He's
form
gonna
of
try to
lymphoma.
coach during the season.
Yeah, what's that, Tank?
He's going to try to coach
Yeah.
the.
Well, so did Chuck Pagano, and I saw how that worked out. It was very difficult.
That's going to be tough.
Yeah, those treatments take a lot out of you. Maybe everyone's different. Maybe he'll respond better than Pagano, but
Well, Ron Rivera was a member of the '85 Bears.
Yeah, we are getting old.
so that means he'll survive cancer better. And he's a fighter.
He's a big, strong guy, and let's pray for him. I mean,
I'm just shocked that he's actually coaching with the COVID situation.
yeah, I don't know. I think he's probably going to reconsider that.
You know where his heart is. I this would have been a good opportunity for him just to walk away. I mean, since he signed up for the job, all his ownership strife, sexual harassment in the front office strife, the name change. I mean, this would have been perfect for him to. Oh, and then on top of that, Geis.
The Washington team football, which is my name for them,
Yeah, WTF.
or the WTF.
Yep.
The no names.
The what the fucks. Uh-huh.
No, I'm going to call them the WTF.
Yeah, that's what I call them. The WTFs, not the WFTs. It's the WTFs. I mean, the running back. That's the other. Yeah, they had to. That's new. Was that this week or the end of last week? They had to fire or release Darius Geis. What a piece of work he is.
Goose. What's wrong with Darius Goose?
Tank, do you know the story of him? Why he was released?
He raped someone at LSU.
I think it was more than one.
Oh, I heard about that.
Yeah, they got swept under the rug.
I think there were 2 women.
Good old boy style, yeah. And the Redskins took him on the draft. He fell in the draft, so they were able to get him. Then he was injured, his first year, so he wasn't able to compete really. Still not able to compete. We still know what we have in the guy, but we don't have anything now because he's gone. His career should be finished, right?
Probably.
Even if he wasn't convicted or anything.
He's somehow guilty.
He's guilty.
He was accused. No, I mean, the situation is he's accused of something. I guess that they got to run through the process in that.
He was arrested for counts of strangulation, assault, battery, destruction of property, 3 separate domestic violence incidents.
Huh.
The arrest led to him being released by the Redskins. Later that month,
I guess
he
they.
was accused by 2 women of sexual assault. that occurred on 2 separate incidents while he was a freshman at LSU.
Freshman. Ben's age. That's a lot of action for a young guy.
Oh.
So here, I have a quote here from Darius Geis. He's speaking about on his charges of strangulation, and he says, this is a quote, everybody. "We were having sex, and the bitch told me to choke her. Not my fault she passed out." So that tells you his mindset. There you go.
Okay.
So if I'm Rivera, why doesn't he just pull the pin of the grenade and toss it and walk away?
Yeah, this is really looking ugly.
Yeah.
The Redskins they definitely are cursed.
Well, the Washington team football, yeah. They're not, you can't say the word Redskins
anymore. I can't get
anymore.
that out of my brain.
Can't either.
I'm going to have to go to a special class or something to get trained.
Frank, how would you feel if the Dolphins had the Dolphin name
they've
ripped from
been
them the
called
same
that
way the
their whole
Redskins
life.
did this year? How would you feel about the team? Would you still
Peter
support
wants to
Miami
do that.
football?
Peter won't do that.
Peter who?
That's the next thing that's going to happen. Peter's going to demand that no more animal names.
Oh, yeah, okay. Well, okay, so let's say that happened. Let's say the Dolphins caved to that. How would you feel about the Miami football team? Would you still support them?
I would not be happy.
Yeah.
Yes.
You understand my dilemma.
Well, they want to have, like, soccer names. United. Every team be named United. New York United. New York City.
Yeah, that's really
Oklahoma, Orlando
really messed
City.
up. All the Uniteds.
Minnesota United. Atlanta United. Nashville United.
Yeah, that's a soccer thing. That's
These
not
are
doesn't
football
translate
clubs.
to football.
These are literally the names of the MLS teams.
Mm-hmm.
Los Angeles City. I mean, that name sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, Los Angeles that's Los Angeles Football Club, LAFC, which goes against New York Football Club,
Who's the Thunder?
NYCFC.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's all generic.
I mean, these names suck.
Yeah, but soccer sucks.
That's why
That's
it's top.
perfect. Yeah, it's a match made in heaven.
No name.
Okay, so in terms of the football season,
It's coming.
it's coming, and from what I hear, there's going to be fans in some of the stands. Is that right?
Dallas.
So Dallas had the foresight to try to do something that's not a complete ban of fans. They're going to have, 10% capacity or some.
Well, they'll have more than that, but they're going to have pods. They're going to let people come in groups
Yeah.
and have different group areas
Well, that makes
that
a
are
lot
then
of, that makes
distanced
a
from
lot
other
of
group
sense.
areas. There's a huge stadium and it's all open air.
So why don't a lot of other places do that?
I know. Why not?
It seems like a very
That's a good
logical
question.
thing.
Because places in lockdown. In fact, Phil Murphy says he wants to end outdoor dining again.
Come
He
on.
says that I will kill every side of this. Only the only who said only person who could do things is me in my selling party. Bon Jovi, let's sing again. But he had this guy who's band concerts and everything had a private concert for him and his family with Bruce Springsteen and Bon Jovi.
Oh, they get a private concert.
That sounds like Chris
Yeah,
Christie. Is that Chris Christie?
He said, I'm the governor. Governors have privilege. He goes, unless you just peasant. And so let's just...
Is that Chris Christie?
The order
No,
of
he's talking
society
about
is
the current governor.
that
Right.
no more that the average people
Murphy.
have nothing. Just the clothes on their back. The labor,
Democrat.
is
Yeah.
you give your money to your neighbor. And the 97% just go, yes, yes, yes.
I didn't realize you had so many Marxists in New Jersey, Tank. I thought the numbers are going down. Isn't New Jersey about ready to open up again?
Murphy will never allow it to open.
Oh. And
I did hear the numbers were going down in most of those states, but
Yeah.
I don't know for sure.
Because in the Meadowlands, or at least the new stadium. It's in New Jersey, right? The Giants and the Jets play in New Jersey, correct?
Yeah.
So New Jersey's going to have to open up for that stadium to have anybody.
Yep.
Well, but it doesn't make any. I mean, by September, you would think that there would maybe even the end of September, October. The way things are going right now, if they continue, I mean, logically, it should be fine, right?
No, we're never going to open up again.
They're closed completely.
Yeah, let's take
Forever.
it from that. So until there's a vaccine, or ever, like, what are you saying here, Tack?
Forever.
Mm-hmm. What about the 70 million Americans who own guns? Do you think they would stand up and?
And then everyone has to stay home, except go to work. And then they're going to get a small cup of vegan meal with lots and lots and lots of vinegar. And that's the only thing you can drink.
Apple cider vinegar, yeah, apple cider vinegar with your vegan hot dog.
You might have to move to a new country, Frank.
Yeah, where would you go, Tank?
And the new national anthem is this. It's a gift to be simple. It's a gift to be free. It's a gift to have no possession weight on me. All I need is the
It's all
sweat
coming back to me
on
now.
my back as I flavor and give
You know
it
where
all
I remember
to
that
my
from? Is
neighbors.
the Olympics.
Our leaders deserve the rich and love
During award
as they
ceremonies.
toil and toil, digging the soil. We just need a simple things, and the simple things include a vegan meal and no air conditioning. Washing all my clothes by hand, no electric reading, and just so it ends. In the communal room, we have Rachel Maddow, who tells us how lucky it is to live the simple things.
Rachel Maddow. Nice reference.
All right, well, we've got a new caller on, Brian Keller from Sports Rock.
All right, guys, I'm going to see you next week. It's 1 o'clock almost.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're coming up at the
I
end of
hope
the
you
hour,
have a
so-
good rest of the day watching something funny, something to take your mind
Frank.
off.
All right, well, the Indianapolis 500's on today. If you want to watch cars just going in circles.
Oh, that's so weird. The 500's on today.
Oh, it's on?
Yeah, but
Yeah, it got postponed from Memorial Day to today.
I'm so excited.
Wouldn't it have been
Yes.
on Labor Day? I thought it would have been better for Labor Day.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's today.
Okay. Well, speaking of cars, let's play our used car clip, and Brian will ease into the second hour with you if you can hold on.
we want Centurion
This is
or
let's do the one. Which one do you want? Or the one with the dog?
that would be this one.
Yeah.
No, that's the other one.
Let's do the one with the dog.
All right, if I can get it to work. Yeah, that's the dog.
Page advertising, and it's free.
This is how to sell used cars.
Believe it. This is it.
Oh.
It's time.
Look, I don't know, Rudy. They never sold no damn
Well,
cars.
We'll run this into the break, and
Yeah.
we'll come back afterwards.
All right.
It is break time. We need another cup. You need a cup of coffee, Jeff.
Yes, I need a cup of coffee.
So stick around for the second hour of the Chab Dog Sports Talk Radio
And
Show.
listen in for how to sell used cars.
Toby, ready? Okay, guys. Let's go.
Morning! Hi there. Morning, Mr. and Mrs. Mr. Rudy O'Brien. How are you? I've got the 74 Ford over here. It's yellow. Take a look at it. I'll be right with you. Hi there, Mr. and Mrs. Lopez, senor. Hey, Rudy Garcia, man. Listen, 68 Chevy, man. 6 low to the ground. You got cherry, man. Take a look at it. Be right back. Hi there, Mr. and Mrs. Jackson. Hey, Rudy Watson Carver. What it is, bro? And you checking out this Cadillac? All right.
Oh, now look at that, Mrs. Englehart. The interior matches the color of your eyes.
I just noticed something else. Mrs. Lopez, do you realize that your hair matches the color of these tires?
You get the door for you.
Right, I don't know. Oh, no. That's all right. I'm just looking.
Oh, yeah, but I want you to look inside. It's real nice in here.
No, I don't want to get inside.
It's nice and comfy. It's roomy. You got a lot of leg room.
I've been looking around a lot a little bit. These aren't the cars I bought. Mr. Gertner, these are the only kind of cars that your students will be able to afford to buy once they get their licenses. Therefore, they should be learning to drive in these cars. Am I right?
But the school board...
Well, thank you, and that's all they'll do. Now, Mr. Gertner, you see, I'm the kind of guy that believes that a man with your insight, such vision, should be fairly compensated for such high thinking. Don't you agree?
Do you have a car in mind for me?
Yeah,
but I want you to look inside.
No, I don't want to look inside.
Oh, just get in the motherfucking car. Get in here. Get in here. Boss your car.
Boy, stop that! Out of the car now! Charlie, oh, Charlie,
Let me ask you this, Al. You like animals, don't you?
Oh, yeah. I got 3 dogs of my own.
Of course you do. Well, you understand what I mean, then, when I say that not only do I think that this is the car for you, but Toby thinks this is the car for you, don't you, Toby? Huh? Oh, there you see. That's cute. Isn't that cute? So, Al, I think the least we can do is take the car for a test drive, huh? Toby wants to go for a test drive, don't you, Toby? Test drive with Toby. How about it, Al? All right. Okay, everybody in the car. Hey, in the car, kids. In the car. Everybody in the car. Test drive with Toby. That's right. Everybody in. Going for a test drive with Toby. That's right. So, Al. Now listen. This baby's got a big engine. A lot of power. Big V8. Now, I don't want you to be afraid of it. I want you to feel that pickup. Yeah. So just go right ahead and punch it. Punch it. Punch it. There you go. Stop! Oh, my God. Oh. You killed my dog, mister. You killed my dog.
I'm sorry. Really, I...
All he wanted was for you to be happy in this car. And now he's dead.
Well, how was I supposed to know he was going to run into...
Raised him from a puppy.
Look, mister. I know I can't bring your dog back. But, how about if I buy the car?
Hey, bro, I'm here. Can you open the door? What's the password?
We're told that greatness is exceptional, when it should be expected. You choose every day to live your life intentionally, without apology for how bright your light may shine. So go be great. Go be brilliant. Go be you. Go defy life. The Defy Life movement is one that speaks to each of us in its own way. Defy Life Gear speaks to us all by reminding us that one size does not fit all. Visit DefyLifeGear.com to get fitted for greatness.
The law office of Brandon S. Chabner, serving clients in Southern California with transactional legal services since 2007. We handle general, corporate, outside counsel type work, drafting and negotiating a wide variety of business and commercial contracts, including non-disclosure agreements, independent contractor agreements, and employment agreements. Our experience includes working with public and private companies and involves a broad range of industries, including healthcare, consumer products, real estate, and high technology. Mr. Chabner has over 20 years of legal experience, having worked for some larger national firms,
and serving as general counsel for a multi-million-dollar private company here in Southern California before starting his own legal practice. His educational credentials include a law degree from UCLA, where he was on law review, undergraduate degree at Yale, where he graduated magna cum laude, and an MBA from Harvard Business School. Other areas of focus for Chabner Law include press release and business plan editing, pre-litigation matters, and debt and mortgage resolution work. You can contact us at 310-698-0740 and at bchabner@chabnerlaw.com.
Like Chab Dog said, he was 100% right.
He can take all comers.
Let's leave it rolling now. All bets get out, baby.
What's the matter?
Universal sounds like it's ready to go.
So that's what I heard.
I was afraid it wouldn't hold out. Look at that thing.
Great. What do we do now?
Don't get the shakes. I've been keeping this thing together with spit, and I'm ready to spit all the way to the market. I'll need $1,200. Will you get your end wrench and try to tighten those bolts? Just the front ones. I'll go down and pay off the old geezer.
No powiedz mu, ile, no powiedz mu.
My wife, she said to tell you $1.
That's right.
Thank you. Thank you. Good luck. Have a nice trip.
Dziękuję, dziękuję.
And sell good, my apple.
Ja, dziękuję. Papa! On cię oszukał, tu jest za mało pieniędzy. On ci powinien dać 1200, a tu jest 900.
Hey, wait! Hey, stop! Don't go! Wait!
Czekaj, Krachman!
Wait a moment, you don't try to make mistake. You make mistake. This only 900.
That's right. 6 bits a box.
6 bits a box? Let me get 6 bits.
6 bits to jest 75 cents.
75 cents? You cheat.
6 bits is all I'm going to pay. If you don't like it, you can have your apples back.
What do you say?
I busted my truck pulling up your hill. I don't care whether I haul them or not.
Yargo Shabia, Yargo Shabia. You take your money, and I take my apple.
Ja od razu poznałam o nim, że to złodziej jest.
75 cents.
Innych ludzi tam. Paweł!
75 75 cents, Here! Don't you can! I tell you, you send here! Always cheating! You! 75 cents! That is your money, what you want!
Nice going, Ed. Nice.
No, he cheats.
He says $1. He pays 6 bits.
Saves 2 bits a box. That's a lot of dough. $300. Sure, we could lose our shirts at a buck.
What am I going to do with all these apples?
He got no truck. They're gonna rot.
Give him his money. What? Go ahead.
We'll need it for that shot Universal.
If the Universal goes out, we'll park your rig and come back for it later.
Sure, we got lots of time. We're on a tour.
You made a deal. Give him his money.
Every John in the business will know about apples by tomorrow morning. They'll flood the market. We'll be peddling ours out of our hats.
Give him his money.
Thank you. Thank you. You good boy. I tell from your face. Here's $5 for boxes he throw off truck. No co stoicie? Zbierajcie jabłka.
You almost saved me $300. Or weren't you going to tell me?
Maybe you'd like to wash up the deal we made.
Look, I buy the loads, you sell them. That still goes. No grudge?
No grudge.
Let's get the top on.
Okay, we're back. Second hour of Chab Dog Sports Talk with Brian Keller from Sports Rock. Hey, Brian, how are you doing?
Hey, guys. I'm doing all right.
Are you pretty safe up there?
Huh?
Are you pretty safe up there, or, not threatened by these fires?
Oh, no. We're fine. There's nothing burning around here anymore. That one headed way up to the east. So there's a lot of other fires going on, of course. It's insane.
What's the weather? How hot is it?
It's just hot.
During the day where you are, is it over 100?
Yes. We've had some
Easily. Wow.
pretty regular 100-degree days. Let's see. It's supposed to be about 98 today. But let's say 101, 103, 104. Last week we hit 111 one day.
Oh my God.
It's been high 90s. It's been over 100 probably 13 out of the last 15 days. Yeah.
Pretty consistent.
Yeah, we even had a little rain. We had thunderstorms here last week.
Well,
that's been a nice break. I haven't seen rain since April.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was still 100 degrees outside.
Oh, wow. Toasty.
Monsoon.
Yeah, it's been in the 80s. It's quite warm here right now in Newport Beach. We've been in the 80s each day, which is a little warmer for us than normal.
Yeah, it's real warm on the beach, yep.
And the ocean's up to 73 degrees, the highest it's been this year, and the highest it's been in 3 years, actually. So we're enjoying beautiful ocean temperatures.
A lot of people are going to the beach, so.
And they're allowed to.
Well, what do you want to talk about? You want to talk about baseball?
Baseball. Hey, I was just checking in on there to see where everything. I think I mentioned to you that they're getting darn near heading toward that halfway mark already.
Mm-hmm. We're almost halfway.
Beyond this. Yeah.
Almost 30 games into this 60-game appetizer.
Dodgers sitting at 21-8 in 29 games.
Yeah.
4 games up. That looks like the team might
there's not much standing in their way, is there? I mean, the Padres, come on. They can't compete with the Dodgers. The Rockies, no.
They've been making a lot of noise, but they're no.
They've been doing.
They've
been smoke and mirrors. That's just not going to last. I can tell you that right now. And
I think a surprise for me is the A's and the Rays are both playing really well.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Rays are sticking it to the Yankees. I mean, you think the Yankees are great, then they come up against the Rays, and the Rays just make them seem so mortal.
Rays have that strong pitching, you know?
Yep.
It's a big equalizer, and the Yankees have to worry about that, and the A's are also just very solid. I think the Astros have been kind of weak, haven't they? Not dominant.
I haven't even see where the heck are they?
I thought they'd be.
they're
in second place, I think. The American League.
American League, sorry.
Yeah, you're caught in the 1990s.
They're National League Pro.
It wasn't that long ago.
It was.
They're 3.5 behind the A's, 15-12. Yeah.
Yeah, the other team that's been surprised. We kind of knew going into the season that the Twins had a lot of firepower, so they were going to probably be pushing at the top of the AL Central. But the White Sox have hung in there well. I think they've got more talent than people think.
Indians are right there too.
But the Indians, that story has not changed. They're a strong team and they're taking advantage of weak competition and. I don't know. We'll see what
they've got the front runner and pitcher right now. That Shane Bieber.
Oh yeah.
He's having an amazing year.
Yeah, and then you have the Yankees and the Rays. But it does seem like the balance of power right now is in the American League. You do have the Dodgers in the National League. But I don't know what else you have in the National League. I mean, the Braves. Are the Braves pretty good? The Braves and the Cubs and the Cardinals, maybe?
The Braves have been Yeah, they've been doing all right. That East Division is, you got the Marlins. Well, everybody's got. Marlins are 11-10. They're in second place.
That can't. I don't know. Maybe they will get second in that cruddy division. Division's falling apart. Nationals don't have any punch, and Strasburg's not even. Is he? I don't even know if he's pitching.
Cubs are on top of the Central.
Yeah, but I don't know about that either. They're not a powerful team in my book.
There's only 3-7 in their last 10 games.
Yeah,
tells you right there. Yeah, you're right. Nobody else is doing anything except the Dodgers.
Right. It just looks like a walkover for the Dodgers, and they'll probably and we'll see who they'll play. But I don't know if I trust them in the World Series. There.
Right, exactly. Well, you might have brought up Kershiser.
Kershiser.
His lack of postseason success.
But is that because going through a whole season and then he's gassed by the time it comes to October? This year, he won't have that excuse this year.
No, he won't. And
so this is gonna be a chance to test it out and see. Okay, was that really the reason, or does he just suck postseason?
I don't think it was the reason recently because they've kind of been resting him a lot lately.
He's a fine regular season player. Just leave him off the roster.
Managing him carefully, but.
Which Dave Roberts doesn't do a good job of. Dave Roberts doesn't do a good job managing a lot of things.
No, but he's got a good team.
Like the World Series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's basically what's happening in baseball. You want to talk about golf? Are you kidding?
Well, do you want? You talk, I listen. You know I don't know anything about golf.
Yeah, I can't do it. I don't even know when the next major in golf is, but I hardly paid any attention to the PGA.
Well, there is something playing this weekend, and I know that some big names like Brooks Koepka and Lefty are out already.
What is it? Do you know what it is?
I don't know what it is, though. But whatever they're playing, they're out. Yeah, this guy's... what's this all about? It's it's the Golf Resorts International. Yeah, Golf Resorts International. So that's what it is.
I think they're playing the U.S. Open in about a month in tennis.
Oh, it's even more exciting than golf. Yeah.
Oh, I think it is.
Well, yeah, you do. You drive a Prius.
Physical combat tennis. Bashing my Prius again.
Well, let's see, Brian. What kind of manly car do you drive?
Manly. It's got to make a lot of noise, I guess.
Yeah, well, one thing led to another, and what we've got was originally my wife's car, the Toyota Yaris.
Oh, jeez.
What the hell is a Yaris?
It makes your Prius. It makes you're the man in the conversation now. Sorry, Brian.
Hang on a second.
I thought you were going to tell me you had an F-150 or something. And you live in Banning, man. You must have the only Yaris within 100 miles.
They phased that model out, didn't they? The Yaris. It's an extinct species.
No, they still make them, don't they?
It's like became their entry level after the Corolla kind of became more of a
Chevy Impala. Yeah,
Corollas. Everybody was buying Corollas.
Yeah, the Yaris is a subcompact. So it's a high quality subcompact car. So it's just if you want something a little smaller and that's a complete miser on gas, it's an awesome vehicle. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's neat because it's a 4-door and it's a hatchback.
Mm-hmm.
So we got some little room there. Not much to say on the legroom. Back, of course, but front seats, you're real comfortable with the two in the front. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's more than adequate. So what do all those people in those F-150s look like when they're driving past you? Really high above? They running off the road?
Yeah, it's a little intimidating, but that's okay. I'm getting 33 miles a gallon.
Yep.
And what do you say?
He gets 33 miles to the gallon, and they don't, they don't honk too hard when they see that Black Lives Matter bumper sticker on your Yaris, do they?
Oh, sure.
How would that go down in Banning? Do you think that would be big? Do you think you have a lot of people? Oh yeah, we're with you. Probably not, eh?
Probably not too much. They're pretty conservative out here.
Yeah.
A lot of flag wavers out here.
Yep. A lot of single tooth, buck tooth flag wavers.
They have BLM signs there, but it says they're in blue. You know.
Yeah,
blue.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's cool.
But
yeah, the car is awesome. I mean, it's amazing. I mean, we used to live in Colorado there, and we'd come back and forth to California to visit a lot. I'd be putting that cruise control at 85 across Utah.
Mm-hmm.
Even through the windy roads and up the hills. It's got a lot more power than you would imagine out of a little 1.6 or 1.8.
Mm-hmm. Fuel injected.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, fuel injected.
Very well engineered. It's not underpowered. It's more than adequate power. It's not like some of the earlier cars, or even a Ford Fiesta, which they don't make anymore. But those things were underpowered.
Yeah.
Or Chevy Vega.
I remember the Vega.
Yeah, remember the Vega?
Yeah.
How about your Pontiac? Wasn't your Pontiac Sunfire a little underpowered?
That was a Pontiac Phoenix.
Phoenix, sorry. How was its power?
I guess it was okay.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't a Firebird.
No.
No, it wasn't fully. I never felt like it was fully loaded.
Even the Firebirds back then were slow. Yeah, it was the whole emission standard stuff.
Yeah. So we went through one round of conventions, and we have another coming up, and.
Republicans get on the take this week.
We got. I don't know. I really don't like conventions when they don't have people there. It's kind of stale vanilla. But I guess it depends on your perspective, and if you like the speeches you heard, then you're happy. I think it's missing some of the buzz though when they don't have people. So we had some clips from different conventions. Do you watch the conventions, Brian?
Oh yeah, yes I did. I mean, I checked out the highlights.
You checked out the what?
The highlights.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I did catch Joe live on his.
Mm-hmm.
They took him out of the freezer and thawed him out. He's live.
Yep, he was alive. He was very impressive to me.
Yeah, he gave a good speech. Mm-hmm. There's talk now that he plagiarized it, though. Did you hear about that?
Yeah.
That thing at the end with the love is greater than hate.
Yep.
I don't know.
He's never plagiarized before, so why could they accuse him now?
That's kind of a normal thing to say. I don't know if that was so.
Yeah, I think the plagiarization stuff. I mean, they're comparing to Jack Layton up in Canada, but it's not. It wasn't word for word, and it is something you say anyway. So I
did find it kind of funny that he was talking about light versus dark and making dark really bad, and isn't that bordering on getting casting aspersions on people with dark skin versus light skin? I mean, but he was pushing that all the way.
Darkness is bad, light is good. Yeah, white is right.
So I guess you haven't heard any pushback on that. But if Trump had been saying that, you probably would have heard something. Somebody would have come in with that. That's a veiled racist remark.
Yeah.
So now I'm sure that Trump's comments will be dissected ad nauseum within the next week, and he'll just love it because that's what he's going to do. He's going to probably push his enemies into hysteria, and
he's doing a good job of that so far. Like the whole post office thing last week, what a joke.
Well, the House just passed a big bill, a $25 billion spending bill, right, to fix the post office.
Yeah, and the president will just veto it, so it's meaningless. I mean, why don't they pass a bill, to help out the American public? for pandemic relief. They
get
can't get together and do that, but they can pass a
you know,
bill.
just get something
that's going to
done.
get vetoed. Yeah, why don't they do their jobs instead of passing stuff they know it's not going to go?
We're in the era of government dysfunctionality right now.
It is, because the post office, I mean, it's not fine, but it is what it is, and it's not, you know, any better or worse today than it was a year ago, or 4
I don't know.
years ago for that
I think
matter.
lately it's been a little worse, but
okay. Well, with accepting the
living
pandemic and that they can't staff properly, yeah, deliveries have been much slower than normal. Normally, they're actually pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, like a letter that takes 4 days to get somewhere now is taking 7.
Yes, but a year ago,
Yeah, I had that experience too around here. Although I will say, for what it's worth, I ordered some medicine on Thursday. Came from Palm Springs. I got it yesterday. Yeah.
Okay,
mail.
2 days.
So we got it in 2 days?
Well, it's from Palm
Yeah,
Springs.
of course, it's only coming from Palm Springs.
Yeah.
Oh.
But even still, they had to go through a sorting facility somewhere.
Yeah, I sent somebody to I sent something to somebody in Los Angeles, and it took like 5 days. That's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, and I got something.
Yeah,
from
when I
out of
send
state.
sending my rent in regularly, he's not getting it until the 5th, 6th,
Wow.
7th.
Yeah, so there you go.
And he's just over in Fontana.
He's probably like, can you just go into the bank?
Fontana,
Can you just put that in at the bank?
Huh.
And,
yeah, I could do something like that.
I know, and it depends on.
Yeah, but the law says you can mail a check.
The
so.
person wants it.
It's like it's post dated the
you
first.
have to make these decisions now because it really does make a difference.
He's good. He's a great guy. He's fine with me as long as he gets his money. He's not one of those. Gotta have it by the 5th or you're dead, you know.
You want to hear some? You want to hear some Bill Clinton? We got a Bill Clinton moment.
There's a
here.
debate moment from 1992.
Classic.
And do something
Clinton.
about it by stimulating the export, investing more, better education systems. Thank you. Glad to clarify.
Tell me how it's affected you again. You know people who've lost their jobs, lost their homes.
Conversational with the person.
Well,
you know?
I've been governor of a small state for 12 years. I'll tell you how it's affected me. Every year, Congress and the President sign laws that make us do more things and gives us less money to do it with. I see people in my state, middle-class people, their taxes have gone up in Washington and their services have gone down, while the wealthy have gotten tax cuts. I have seen what's happened in this last 4 years. When in my state, when people lose their jobs, there's a good chance I'll know them by their names. When a factory closes, I know the people who ran it. When the businesses go bankrupt, I know them. And I've been out here for 13 months, meeting in meetings just like this ever since October, with people like you all over America, people that have lost their jobs, lost their livelihood, lost their health insurance. What I want you to understand is the national debt is not the only cause of that. It is because America has not invested in its people. It is because we have not grown. It is because we've had 12 years of trickle-down economics. We've gone from 1st to 12th in the world in wages. We've had 4 years where we produced no private sector jobs. Most people are working harder for less money than they were making 10 years ago. It is because we are in the grip of a failed economic theory. And this decision you're about to make better be about what kind of economic theory you want. Not just people saying, I'm going to go fix it, but what are we going to do? What I think we have to do is invest in American jobs, American education, control American health care costs, and bring the American people together again.
Wow.
Buy American.
Well, it made a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Make America
Yeah,
great.
he did.
Yep, well,
He was a great politician.
Oh no!
Very
I mean,
smart man.
that
He
was a
was,
very adroit use of eye contact and engaging the person that was asking. He ended up asking the person the question as opposed to the other way around.
It was a black woman too.
Yeah,
and he was a
Well-planted
master
black
retail politician, Obama-esque.
Total plant.
Yeah,
and now we're in a different. Trump is a completely different animal.
He's not a politician.
That's right. I was just thinking the other day. I was like, because I'm really disappointed in the Republican Party as a whole, just for allowing that man to do and say what he does. Because I was thinking, early on, one of those guys should have just walked up to him, smacked him upside the head, and said, "This is not what our party stands for." You know? But they let him go and carry on. He says stupid things. He says crazy things. He's living off conspiracy theories.
But the party doesn't have control. I mean, I guess this is an unusual circumstance because normally the person who comes up through the ranks to become, I mean, the de facto, not really the party, but it's the de facto party leader is the president, even though it's not functionally. It's going to be somebody who's going to respect the system and is going to certainly speak to different constituencies within that party. And Trump is none of that. He just came in. You know, they were all running. All the people who did come up through the system were running against him, and he just flattened them in the.
Yeah, and then, it's like they never had a chance.
Yeah, but that's not the party's fault. That's the electorate. The electorate who vote in Republican primaries are the ones that anointed him. And quite frankly, he was better than what was there.
Should have just put him in his place at some point.
He is the president, and when the president wants to run again, the party always puts him up. I couldn't find any examples where that didn't happen in the United States.
Yeah, you can't.
History,
can't censor
maybe
its
until
de facto
like
leader.
maybe going back to Millard Fillmore. I'm not sure who the last incumbent was that was denied the nomination when they tried to run again.
Millard Fillmore sounds familiar since you brought it up a few months back.
That was 1850.
Yeah.
So. This is not surprising, and we'll see what happens. But
I'm disappointed in both parties, though, that this is the best the Republicans could offer their electorate, and on the Democratic side, this is the best. A 77-year-old man is the best you can. I mean, no issues with Joe Biden, but a 77-year-old guy who's I've watched for the last 50 years. I know all about him. He's about as exciting as a loaf of white bread. And that's all you got? I mean, come on.
Oh, come on.
Yep, that's right.
We've had weak Democrat challengers.
Starting
before.
to look like when he was starting to look like the definite candidate, I thought the same thing. I was like, this is the best you guys can do. Jeez.
Well, they had Dukakis in '88. You call him strong. They had Mondale in '84.
No, they're both lame. Oh my God, they made it easy for the Republicans.
And they had
to win.
McGovern in '72.
McGovern is a man. Man of. He reminds me a lot.
See, they were able to pull out Obama, seemingly out of nowhere.
Yeah, otherwise it would have been Hillary.
Well, he emerged. He was. Yeah, it just happened. It seems like it just happens. Like same thing with Clinton. He came out of sort of nowhere.
Yeah. And caught the public's imagination. Yeah, because if it was today, if it was Obama running either of his two terms using that kind of style of campaign against Trump, I'd be hard swayed to not say you shouldn't vote for Obama. I mean, I'd be for that.
Yeah,
because I like the stability and I like the message. He wasn't about he wasn't he was strong in immigration. He wasn't about all this socialist talk.
Well,
and yes, he wanted to bring Obamacare, some form of socialized medicine, but not the level that the party is talking about now.
Well, we can speculate all we want, but we're dealing with what we're dealing with. We're also dealing with they've had 85 straight days of riots in Portland. I mean, something crazy like that. Almost 3 solid months of this.
Yes, yeah, coming up,
and that's going to be a continuing issue until it gets addressed. And I don't know why the Democrats didn't mention that in the convention. They didn't even deal with it.
Well, because it's a tacit approval.
How can you not address it?
Antifa. The Democratic Party has granted a task by not saying anything. They've granted tacit, at least acceptance, at the very least, to these right-wing to the violence, to violent protesting, to the burning, to Antifa, to all these the people saying again breaking into a Gucci store and claiming it's reparations. And that's no, but by the same token, I want to be fair. This is what we do as a society. Because on the Republicans, they also have to say, well, the white supremacists, and then the American Nazi Party, and the KKK, they're under somehow also fall under the Republican umbrella, and the Republicans don't denunciate or them. So what can you do?
I mean, I don't think it's good in either case, but
I don't think either is either. But
that's not the same level of right now. The problem is is what's going on in these cities and all the people that are dying and businesses destroyed and the lack of law enforcement. It's definitely
law enforcement
a
being
current
held
problem.
back, being deliberately withdrawn to allow space for these people to express their freedom in ways that destroy the freedoms of others.
And if it gets worse and it starts moving into the suburbs, which I did see some stuff recently that would look kind of scary, and if that happens, then who knows where this is going to go.
Yeah. Brian, if a bunch of Black Lives Matters protesters, a group of 100 of them came to your building there, your apartments, your neighborhood, what would you and your neighbors do?
What would we do? Assuming that, I'm one that I think most of the actual true BLM protesters, if you will, are actually just trying to get a message out and doing their thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sure.
With generally peacefully.
I saw it in
just
Marin
a bunch
LA.
of, a bunch of buttheads who get in there and just want to wreak some havoc, get more attention out of it or whatever. I guess.
This was people driving around in trucks, yelling, obscenities and telling white people that they're too secure in their homes and they.
Oh yeah, get out of your house, come in the street. Yeah, I saw that. It was in Hillsboro, Oregon.
Scary for people to have to hear that.
Yeah, they'd probably get chased out of
But
here.
it's like I don't know if that's illegal or not. I don't think it's illegal. It's more of a disturbing the peace. But
well, it depends on if the police want to enforce. Like if they came here to Newport Beach, well, we have a very active police department here, and they'd be Billy clubbing your ass here. You'd be getting a lot of bumps in your head if you tried that shit here in my neighborhood. Yeah, they would shut you down in no time.
Mm-hmm.
Say, what are you here for? You got a hotel reservation? You're staying here? You're going to go to a restaurant and eat? Or you're going to go on the street? No, you go and do these things. You go home. You want to protest? You do it somewhere else. You don't live here.
If the situation was reversed, I don't think we could say it was. We would say it's legal. If
I came into someone else's neighborhood, I expect to get my ass kicked as well.
Yeah.
It's all fair as fair.
And you drove around criticizing saying about their skin color and stuff, or whatever. It's just.
Well, on the way
it's
back,
not something
you should
we
drive through
want
South
to
Central on the way
encourage.
back home today, Dog, and just try this. Go into Compton and just try get out and start criticizing some people on the porch. Let's see how long that lasts.
Yeah, I'm just sitting here in an elderly oriented retirement type community and city. We got a lot of young immigrants and middle-aged immigrants, some Indians around here, and there's a fair population of black folks as well.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's pretty much solid conservative middle class.
Oh, and working. Yeah. Hard-working people.
And working or the ones that have worked. Like I said, we're probably 50% retired out here.
Okay, well then having come
a lot
from
of
a working
veterans
career.
and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's the majority of Americans. You're describing the majority of Americans of all races. There's people, of all colors, and most of them are working, and most of them aren't out there rioting or doing Antifa stuff or doing this. And I think those people watching TV and seeing this in the news, this can't be impressing. I'll put it this way: this is not the rioting and the Antifa stuff is not connected to the Republicans. It's clearly connected to the Democrats. So I can think the average American's going to look at this and say, well, geez, I don't like rioting. I don't like destruction to property because I own property. So why would I want to vote for a party that seems to be supporting these things?
Yeah, and I think most of the people out here are just like, most of us out here are kind of like, boy, we're sure glad we live here.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. And not in downtown.
Away from the madness of the cities, the big cities and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, let's go back. Okay, let's look at our own collective experience here. So I look at where I've lived. Yeah, I haven't lived in downtown LA, so I'm not in a threat area there. I lived in downtown Denver, but I know there's stuff going on in Colorado, but it isn't really. Do you have any news on Denver? Denver isn't being attacked by Antifa, are they?
No, they've had a few.
They've had some incidents.
I guess they've had a few little incidents, but
Really?
nothing.
Okay.
Nothing outrageous. No.
I guess I haven't lived in any
It's not
liberal
like-
cities. I
not
think about
like
where
Portland.
I'm. Chavdog, can you think of any cities where you've lived in your life and are now on fire?
No.
Okay.
Except for, I mean, I live
Houston?
in Los Angeles, but that's.
Yeah, but you don't live in Los Angeles. You
I
live in the
live
South Bay.
downtown. Yeah.
Oh, well, you lived in UCLA.
Well, I just came from Vegas. I was in Vegas for 4 years, but even
UCLA's
there,
underwater.
I haven't heard anything crazy going on in Vegas.
Oh, you want to talk about police lockdown? Yeah, that's a. Nobody better do anything.
And I
in Las
lived
Vegas.
in, not so choice part of town too. So I mean, I got along with everybody, but there was lots and lots of black folks. I mean, lots.
Was it
We probably dominated the population over on the
Fillmore?
east side of Las Vegas,
They call that the Fillmore?
near downtown.
Yeah,
just
it's a historic neighborhood. It's
huge
been there for.
population.
It's
Is
the black-
Vegas back kind of back to normal now?
It sounds like it. Seems like it. The thing was, when I was there, they were one of the hardest hit from that crunch back in 2008 or so.
Oh, they got crushed. Yes, them in Florida.
Yeah, they got almost wiped out. But by the time when I was there, it was just booming again. And, unemployment was down to like almost 5%. And
Yeah, it didn't take that long.
affordable
really.
housing.
7 years.
Was available all over. And it
Well, I thought it was
pretty well.
I
If
don't
you had to
remember.
hold if you wanted to sell a property and you had to hold it for 7 years to be able to get back out of it again, it would have been hair raising.
But it was that long till Vegas came back. 'Cause I thought it was
from
back.
pre crash pricing at least 7 years. Yes.
Yeah, it took them from about, well, I know it crashed down in like 2007 or 08. But when I was there, it was 2013 or 14.
Yeah.
And it was really kicking back up again.
It was just starting to rebound there.
Yeah.
But I don't think it was until, 2016, 2017, yeah, even 2017, 2018, that prices and volumes were back to pre-crash levels.
Yeah, and I moved over here in 17 or 18? Yeah, 18. I moved back out here. Yeah. I had a couple of good jobs over there, and I worked for UPS, and they're not driving, but they're customer service. And then I had a heart failure, and ended up with disability for almost a year.
Mm-hmm.
And then I hooked up with another company, the USAA, the insurance company, customer service.
Yeah, good for him.
Did that for until my wife had her episode, and then ended up moving back out here.
Oh, and that's when you were in Colorado. Was the USAA?
No, that was in Vegas there.
Vegas, okay.
Colorado, I bounced all. I had like 4 different jobs there. I'd go to one for a couple of months, and then I'd get another better offer somewhere else. I'd go over there, spent a month with another one, got a better offer, 2 months with another company, and then I spent another 3 months with yet another company, each one better than the one before it. And but it got to a point we only were there, and this all happened within like a 12-month period. But things were getting unsettled. We were living with another couple, and they wanted to get out of there, go back to California. So me and my wife ended up heading to Las Vegas instead.
Oh, okay.
Again, I had no trouble getting a job over there right away, and really affordable out there.
Mm-hmm.
So it was pretty close to California price-wise.
But more affordable than
Vegas
Colorado?
was very affordable.
Were you in the Denver
Colorado
metro
was,
area?
yeah, in the Denver suburbs. Prices were, well, it wasn't quite California, but it was somewhere in between.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
So
cheaper in Las Vegas.
When I got to Vegas, was much. Yeah, I mean, I was only paying $600 a month for a 2-bedroom apartment there at one point.
That's killer. Okay.
So that wasn't too bad. And before that, I was in a 3-bedroom for $750, and
Yeah, that's good value.
wages are pretty fair. It was
And no taxes.
12 to 13. Yeah, no sales tax.
Mm-hmm.
Everything was open 24 hours a day, man. That was great.
Mm-hmm.
Did you manage to stay away from the slots and the tables?
Yeah, for the most part, sure. Yeah. Just there's something to buy the time sometimes. Something to give you something to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, what do we want to play him another clip? What do we have left?
Well, I like this one. Was speaking of McGovern.
We got McGovern, yeah.
Yeah, let's play McGovern. Never gets played. Let's play McGovern.
This is
Weekend, Democrats Hubert Humphrey and George McGovern appeared together on Face the Nation.
From CBS Television City in Hollywood, Face the Nation.
They were campaigning for the Democratic presidential nomination to oppose Richard Nixon, and that is our Face the Nation flashback.
Spiro Agnew.
We see Mao greeting the president.
Richard Nixon had just opened the door to China, forged a new arms agreement with the Soviets, and the war in Vietnam was winding down.
In your drive towards the presidential nomination.
So it was no wonder that moderator George Herman began.
Can either of you gentlemen, under those circumstances, beat President Nixon? Senator Humphrey first.
Of course he's beatable. The economy is in disarray. The American people have grave doubts about many of the policies of this administration. His record, his experience, his ability, his credibility. And I'm confident that under those terms, I can win the nomination and I can win the presidency.
Well, I have no doubt that President Nixon can be defeated. I think the people are sick and tired of a war that never ends. President Nixon has not ended. I think they're tired of a tax system that favors the powerful and penalizes the rest of us. I think they're tired of a leadership that tells us one thing in public while following a different course in private. And I believe the people of this country will respond to the kind of leadership that appeals to what is best in us. In Lincoln's phrase, to the better angels of our nature.
McGovern went on to win the nomination, of course. The party threw out all its longtime leaders, and Nixon won re-election in a landslide.
Well, I'm not a crook.
Only to resign in disgrace less than 2 years later because of the Watergate scandal. Our Face the Nation flashback.
Yeah, how ironic.
Mm-hmm.
But
it's funny, I was talking about the same thing. The rich getting richer and the economy.
Yeah, the tax system is unfairly slanted. The government says one thing but has a whole different playbook. Does another behind
Didn't we have pretty high taxes, though, in 1972?
Oh, very high, yeah. This is before the Reagan tax reform, so it's the highest marginal rate was 70 or 80. Can you imagine? 70 or 80%.
I mean, what more could you really do to the rich?
Do nasty things to their rear ends? Yeah, not much more.
But
you can still raise taxes even more. Well, you could do things. There's talk today about taxes on capital. We had that discussion the other day with Mike. Capital taxes.
Oh,
yeah, there's all kinds of ways they can inflict pain on us if they really want to tax us some more.
Yeah, if they want to destroy capitalism, they can do it.
Yeah, and they've tried before.
Yeah, I thought that was an interesting clip. Humphrey wanted the nomination again, but he couldn't get it, which was pretty much a slap in the face. And McGovern, it's kind of I could listen to him. He I don't know, something about him is kind of appealing, but it didn't translate into any kind of a real campaign, did it?
He's as left wing as Bernie Sanders is.
I know,
today.
but he doesn't come off as bad.
He's just more clever at hiding it.
Yeah, he comes off as very kind of non-threatening, reasonable, low-key,
Marxist,
relaxing almost.
And sensible.
But Nixon totally annihilated him.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that electoral map. It
wasn't Nixon annihilated him, because at the same time there were riots in the streets.
Yeah.
There were protests that were going crazy.
Well, this was 72, though, not 68.
There were still
was there a lot of a lot of bad stuff happening in 72?
Yes, there were. You also had the not only were like the protests just against the war or for women's rights, You had Black Panther stuff going on. Yeah, there were terrorists. There were bombings, like domestic terrorism.
We
bombings.
had the Olympics, and
Mailboxes.
the problems of the Olympics and terrorism in 1972.
And that was, even though that wasn't the United States, but that was we were reminded of terrorism then as well. So in all that unrest, the Republican Party was saying, "Hey, we're the party of law and order. We're the party of clear the streets and get the protesters to go home or be peaceful if they're going to stay. We're the blah 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 blah," and there you go. It's going to be history. I'm predicting history to repeat itself.
Did open the door for China. You mentioned that. And war wound it down finally.
Yeah, it was peace with dignity, the American withdrawal from Vietnam.
Yeah, and then 76, that as that evolved, the Watergate was too much for the Republicans to overcome, and Democrats took over, and
the country finally said, "Okay, let's see what a socialist can do."
We had that clip from Barbara Jordan's speech in 1976,
which was
a pretty good
That's
speech.
a good clip, yeah.
As speeches go.
Yeah,
I remember this. I was a little kid when do you remember this speech, Brian?
Barbara Jordan at the DNC.
I think so.
Yeah. This woman's worth the time.
We are a people in a quandary about the present. We are a people in search of our future. We are a people in search of a national community. We are a people trying not only to solve the problems of the present, unemployment, inflation, but we are attempting on a larger scale to fulfill the promise of America. We are attempting to fulfill our national purpose to create and sustain a society in which all of us are equal. A spirit of harmony will survive in America only if each of us remembers that we share a common destiny. If each of us remembers when self-interest and bitterness seem to prevail, that we share a common destiny. And I ask you that as you listen to these words of Abraham Lincoln, relate them to the concept of a national community. As I would not be a slave, so I would not be a master. This expresses my idea of democracy. Whatever differs from this, to the extent of the difference, is no democracy. Thank you.
Stirring, very stirring.
Yeah.
Words still true today. True then, true today.
Yeah.
She quoted a Republican at the Democrat convention.
It's ironic.
Yeah. You wouldn't hear that today from either side.
Well, it took the party of slavery to end slavery. They had to, because you're not going to win. The Republicans, the rest of the country already knew that wasn't a good thing to do. And so it took the people who actually did slavery. They were the ones that had to drive it out of their own minds, out of their own system, not us.
What do you mean by that?
Okay, so the party of slavery were the Democrats.
Oh, you're calling the Democrats the party of slavery?
Well, they kind of were.
Way back in 1860, yeah. I guess that's the way it worked out.
Yeah, they were on that side, and it took Johnson, a Democrat, a hardcore Democrat, and Kennedy, the two of them, to bring about the change of other Democrats, because the Republicans were already there. I mean, it was Republican majorities were voting with Johnson here. Otherwise, the Civil Rights Act would not have passed.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, but it's something. It's we can't fix others until we fix ourselves. We can't. To point flaws in others is meaningless until we can improve the flaws, recognize and improve the flaws within ourselves. And so, in human nature, I hold this to human nature that in order to really eradicate slavery, it took the Democrats themselves. They had to eradicate it in their own minds. They had to face the demon within them, and I actually applaud them for doing that. But I also, don't forget the history. But it's worth applauding that too.
Yeah. So where are you guys at with the hockey?
Okay, no more slavery.
Yeah, the hockey is getting more interesting. You know,
Sorry.
I'm following the Bruins, and I like the Golden Knights. They're exciting. They're an exciting team.
I was gonna say Golden Knights is the one became my default team because I was over there.
Yeah, you
right
can
when
always
they got started.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can always drive over to Vegas and see a game.
About 3-hour drive?
Oh, it's more like 5 actually.
Ooh, 5, okay.
So you can do that next year. Obviously not for the playoffs this year, but yeah, that would be probably. And you could go to see the Raiders, right?
Oh yeah, the Raiders over there. Well, I've never been a Raider fan, but
oh, well, you might have to.
Never been a Raider fan, but you could go check out their stadium and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was amazing to see the buzz on this on that Vegas, the Golden Knights there. Yeah, because I was there. I left just before playoff time, I think. No, let's see, when was that? I left in October. I left just before that shooting over there.
Okay. Yeah, 2019.
That was the year that was their first year they went over to the finals. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez, 2019 or 2018?
Wait.
2018 season, I think.
Yeah.
2018. Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah.
All right. So, no, it wasn't last year.
Oh, sorry, 17 I left.
2017?
It was the year before the finals.
Yeah, it would have been.
They played the Capitals.
At Mandalay, the Mandalay Bay
and
shooting.
they lost to the Capitals. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And next year was the Bruins Blues.
Right, Blues. And the Blues are already out, so.
Yeah, we talked about that. It's just
although the most impressive teams might be to watch is that Avalanche too. Although they didn't have a tough
Avalanche,
opponent.
yeah, they lost the first game to Dallas, so they've got some work cut out for them. Dallas is actually pretty tough. They got quite a few guys that are seasoned pros, and they got Pavelski from the San Jose Sharks, who's a great player.
I remember when they were Minnesota North Stars.
Yeah.
Remember that?
So the Minnesota North Stars became
the Dallas Stars.
Yeah,
they became the Dallas Stars. Yeah.
Right.
That's why they're called the Dallas Stars.
Mm-hmm.
Of course. Yeah.
NBA, I'm watching the Lakers. I'm just thinking, hey, you know what? What I would just like to see is just LeBron's running out of time. You just get the ball and make it happen.
Well, this is the year for him to do it because he's rested. He got to take a bunch of games off when they had the COVID break, and all he has to do is really flip the switch for a few games. But
I was looking, like in his past there, if he could do just what he did when he was at Cleveland, that could be a different. I mean, he was scoring 30 points a game back then.
Well, now he's not scoring 30 a game.
Now he's more like 24, 25. Yeah. I mean, he's efficient, but he's the kind of guy with the kind of talent, and he's getting up there. Though he needs to just blow it up, just blow it up.
But they don't have I don't know. Their guard play isn't that good. I'm not very impressed with their backcourt. That could be a vulnerability. Like against the Raptors, those guys have good guards. They can run you, and they don't make a lot of. They're good defenders. You know what I mean. So I don't think in prior years LeBron was able to overcome that by holding onto the ball more, but he can't do that anymore. He needs to be fed.
Yeah, it's just like what I would suggest. Just go for it. There's nothing to lose.
Yeah, and then in the East, the Bruins are still alive, and the Tampa Bay Lightning are still alive, and we've got a couple other teams. But I don't know. It could be the winner of the Blues Lightning, the Bruins Lightning series. So.
Yeah, it's still pretty much. There's a lot of wide open. Yeah.
But I haven't watched any of it. Have you watched it on TV?
No, I haven't watched anything.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to. You have to actually work pretty hard to figure out where.
I was going to say, where is it on the cable spectrum?
It's on NBC Sports Network, I think.
Yeah, but it's not over the air.
Well, that's on cable, NBC Sports.
Oh yeah, NBC. Oh, they just changed it. They had it for a second there.
Yeah, but it's a lot of work. So, well, all we have left today is to, I guess, watch the Indy 500, and there's a little basketball on. But I'm not going to watch the Indy 500. Sorry.
We watched the pregame show, I guess, is what's on right now. Live from Indianapolis, an empty stadium.
Well, anything else you want to tell us? I know that your Facebook page has been properly renamed now, and so that's all set, right? Sports Rock?
Yeah, I put it back to Sports Rock, its original name, yeah. So, all good there. Yeah.
Yeah. So, best of luck with that. I'll pay. Keep contributing to that page. I like it. And well, we're coming to the end of the show. Speaking of rock, I've got another song from the original, the first Kiss album, which I like, called "Let Me Know." Have you ever heard this one?
Not sure.
Okay. Well, I'm going to let you know what this sounds like right now.
Okay.
You're going to talk over the song, or you want to say goodbyes now before
we're going to say goodbye to every. Yes, let's say goodbyes. Have a good week. It's the last week before Labor Day, right?
Already?
Isn't Labor Day coming up?
I know already.
When is Labor Day? Let's get this clarified. Is it September?
Yeah, it's not next weekend. It's
so we have to wait.
We got one more weekend of August next weekend.
And that's it. Weekend.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
the last week of August.
No, so actually Labor Day is kind of late this year. It's that's kind of a break. I think everybody gets kind of an extra week to relax before Labor Day.
It gives the NFL a chance to
things start getting serious again.
It's not until the 7th this time.
Right. Well, Eric, anything you want to say?
Stay cool, everybody.
Try to stay cool.
Good year.
It's gonna be tough to stay cool because the Donald is gonna be speaking a lot next week, and everybody's gonna be either happy or pissed off or laughing.
How about your Goodyear tires, Chad?
Yeah,
buy Goodyear.
I have. I don't know if it's a good year or not for Goodyear. It depends on.
You actually patronize Goodyear. Will you go back to Goodyear next time your check engine light comes on?
I patronize Firestone, actually. Sorry.
Oh, Firestone. That isn't Goodyear.
You can't hang Goodyear.
My mistake.
You cannot hang Goodyear on me.
Yep.
All right. Well, that's it. We're going to go to our song, and everybody have a great week. We'll see you next week on Chab Dog Sports Talk. Thanks for listening.
All right. Have a nice week. Thanks.
All right. Get that